Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Today I want to discuss about another EEE job related questions. The question asks that a new residential area is connected to the existing power system. The loads of this residential area are as follows. Number one is there are 1000 apartment, in each apartment having 4 kilowatt load. The demand factor of this loads is 0.45, and there is a good diversity factor among the apartments. So the group diversity factor 1 is 3.5 and peak diversity factor is 1.4. There are another kinds of loads. This is service load. The total amount of this load is 250 kilowatt, and there is a demand factor 0.75, and these loads having group diversity factor of 1.5 and peak diversity factor of 1.1. So we have to find out that how this new load affect the peak demand of the total system. So we have to find out the delta D. This is the deviation of peak demand of total system. So to solve this problem, we have to know some terminologies. Here you can see that there are some terminology known as demand factor, peak diversity factor, group diversity. So we have to first discuss about this various terms. So first I want to discuss about this curve. This is called as load curve. So how this curve is plotted, so let's discuss about it. But you can see that this curve is plotted about megawatt versus hour. So this is the total 24 hours in a day, and this is the megawatt, which implies power. So actually this curve is plotted according to the daily demand of a power system. So you can see that for 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. the usual demand of a power system is 100 megawatt to 150 megawatt. So if you find all the data of daily demand every day within 24 hours, then you can plot this load curve. And this load curve having some parameters. This is called as maximum demand. So maximum demand occurs at around 8 p.m. and this is average demand. This average demands can be calculated by finding the area of this curve and find the area under this curve and divided by it by 24 hours. So from this load curve, a parameter is usually calculated, which is called as load factor. So load factor is average load divided by maximum load. So average load is that this is average load and this is maximum load. So if you divide the average load by maximum demand, then you will find the load factor. As you can see that the load factor is always less than 1, and if it is close to 1, then the variability of load is very small, and if it is close to 0, then the load is highly variable. So actually all the power system wants load factor close to 1 because it is beneficial for power system. So there are some other parameters, some other terminology we have to know to solve this math. So this is called as group diversity factor, GDF, sum of individual maximum demand divided by actual maximum demand. Actually actual maximum demand and sum of individual maximum demand differs, because actual maximum demand, if imagine there are 3 lights in your room and each light having maximum demand of 3 kilowatt, but at the same time you will not switch on three lights. So as a result, the actual maximum demand will be less than the total, the sum of the actual maximum demand of the three light. This is why group diversity factor is used, because you will not turn on light at the same time. So the actual maximum demand will be less than the sum of individual maximum demand. As a result, the group diversity factor is always greater than 1. So demand factor is equal to maximum demand divided by connected load. Connected load means the rating. Connected loads usually implies the rating of the load connected in the consumer, in your house or any other consumer. So imagine your light is 60 kilowatt, but your demand is may not be 60 kilowatt, it may be 50 kilowatt, because all the time you will not stand on your all the loads. As a result, or the most suitable example is that if maybe 100 megawatt load is connected in a power system, but the total maximum demand of that power system is maybe 80 megawatt. So demand factor is also less than 1. Then we have to know about peak diversity factor. So peak diversity factor actually implies that this is equal to maximum demand of group and divided by demand of that group in peak hour. So it actually implies that we have to see the load curve. So here is our load curve. So imagine there is a group in this power system. So the peak demand of that group may occur in 8 am. So they have a peak demand at 8 am, but the peak demand of the whole system occurs at 8 pm. So imagine their peak demand occurs, the group of that group, their peak demand occurs at 8 am, but the whole system peak demand occurs at 8 pm. So the peak diversity factor is equal to this demand divided by the demand of that group in 8 pm. So actually peak diversity factor will help us to find the increase in peak demand of the system. So let's start this math now. So this is the solution of this math. So we know that demand factor is equal to maximum demand divided by connected load. So for each load in a single apartment, there is a demand factor and it is given as 0.45. So from that information we can calculate the maximum demand of each load of each apartment, and this should be df1 into L1. So maximum demand of each load should be df1 and L1. This df1 and L1 is given here, and as there are 1000 apartments, so the total sum of individual demand or sum of all the load should be df1 into L1 into multiplied by n. So the total maximum demand of these apartments is equal to 4 kilowatt into 0.45 into 1000 is equal to 1800 kilowatt. So this is the sum of individual loads, sum of individual demands of that apartment. So this is not the actual maximum demand. This is sum of all the individual maximum demand of the loads of this 1000 apartment. So to find out the actual maximum demand, we have to use this formula. We have seen it before. Group diversity factor GDF is given here 3.5. So group diversity factor is sum of individual maximum demand divided by actual maximum demand. So we have found sum of individual maximum demand previously for the apartments, and we can find out the actual maximum demand MD1 here. So 1800 kilowatt is the sum of individual maximum demand and divided by actual maximum demand of that group of number 1 here. So MD1 is equal to 1800 divided by 3.5. This is the group diversity factor. So we have found that maximum demand of these apartments is 514.3 kilowatt. So to find out the increase in peak demand for this system, for these apartments, can be found from this formula. Peak diversity factor is given as 1.4, and this is equal to maximum demand of group divided by demand of that group in peak hour. So demand of that group in peak hour is the delta D1. This is delta D1 because it is calculated for this type of load, and when we calculate the delta D for service load, then that will be delta D2, and the summation of this 2 delta D should be the actual increase in peak demand on total system. So 1.4 is equal to MD1, maximum demand of group, divided by delta D1. Demand of that group in peak hour is delta D1. So delta D1 is equal to 514.3 divided by 1.4. So delta D1 is equal to 367 kilowatt. So similarly we can calculate it for service load also. So sum of individual demand is equal to demand factor into total load is equal to 0.75. Here give TF2 is equal to 0.75, and 250 kilowatt is the total load L2, 250 kilowatt. So maximum demand should be this amount divided by the diversity factor. So MD2 is equal to 0.75 into 250 kilowatt divided by 1.5. This is the diversity factor of this group of load. So MD2 is equal to 125 kilowatt. Maximum demand of this service load is 125 kilowatt. So now we should use the peak diversity factor formula. This is equal to maximum demand of group service load, group of service load, and demand of that group in peak hour. So from this formula we can calculate the delta D2 125 kilowatt, or MD2 divided by 1.1. This is peak diversity factor. So 125 divided by 1.1 is equal to 136.6, or approximately equal to 114 kilowatt. So the increase in total, the increase in peak demand of the system should be delta D1 plus delta D2 is equal to 367 plus 114 kilowatt total. So the answer is 481 kilowatt answer. This is the answer. So thank you very much for watching my channel. Please, I am sorry for my poor English, so inshallah I can improve it later soon. So thank you very much.